Hi everyone, it's Sue here, and I have something on my mind again this week that's a little bit of a thread from last week's conversation. As a little reminder, last week's conversation was about our physical body giving us messages that we ignore, and over time how we can get sick and the body can break down because of it. We're really good at it. And I talked all about it last week. This week, I want to carry that thread through a little bit more with this idea of communication and being able to speak our truth. Are you able to speak your truth? Or are you in a situation, or do you have this sort of belief system that you need to be a little tempered and a little quiet? Not talk over other people or share too much of who you are because it might not be safe to do so. What happens when we don't do that? What happens when we don't feel like we're with partners that can hear us or friends that want to support us? And we come from this place of, I don't think I want to say anything because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to make that person mad. I'm not sure it feels safe to do so, so I'm just going to zip it, keep my mouth shut. But if we do that over and over and over again, we shut down something called the throat chakra, which resides right here, our energy center of communication. And it's an energy. Words are energy. I talked about that in another video. How are your words empowering and uplifting, or are they really negative and sort of like dark? And, there isn't anything wrong with like being angry and showing emotion and all of that kind of stuff. But what happens is that if that's where you go all the time, it becomes this sort of negative energy cycle in our body, which can have another effect. Communicating your truth isn't about yelling and screaming and being mad and kind of negative all the time. That's not really your truth. Your truth is how you feel about yourself and your life and maybe your loved ones, and being able to openly express your emotions to other people, to yourself. And when we're not able to do that, this energy system gets tight and constricted, and over time will affect our physical body. Just like last week when I was talking about when we don't listen to the signals of the body, we can have injury, we can have dis-ease, we can have things happen. Because the body is very, very wise. It never lies to you. It never leads you astray, unlike this crazy thing we call a mind. We can totally make up stories with our mind, but our bodies, no. Bodies always tell us. So if we're not communicating and we're not letting this energy move through us, this center around our throat can get constricted, and it really can make us ill. How many people, how many women have a thyroid condition? It's directly related. We can blame it on something else if we want to, but this is definitely part of it. Our energy body has so much effect on our physical body. And so, I'm going to ask you, how do you feel when you don't feel like you can tell your truth? Share your story. Have people listen to you. How does that feel? Does it feel like you're shut down a little bit? When I don't do that, when I kind of hold back, I try to close it up. I get really tight here in my throat. I feel anxious in my heart, and there's tears. Those are very, very strong signals from my energy body and from my physical body that I am not letting things flow. I am holding on. I am constricting. I am like, oh, I'm in protective mode. But maybe you don't need to be in protective mode. Maybe it's some kind of weird thing that you had from when you were a kid and you just carried it through. So it's something to think about. And as women age, especially as we go through menopause, there's this transition that happens where, yes, we're here for others as we were there when we were younger, but there's a strong, strong element of you want to show up in the world and be there for yourself. Be really, really honest with who you are and how you show up in the world. And it's strong when we get older. I have a little tagline on my emails that calls it the wise, wild woman. That's sort of what I call myself, the wise, wild woman. And, you know, as we age, we do have a lot of wisdom. We do. And we can share that wisdom if we have the ability to communicate, if we feel like we are in a situation where we can be heard. And so just understand, I guess the message I want to share with you today is that our physical body is the supporter, the holder, the protector of all of it. This is how we can live on the world. But we are not our physical body. And this idea of being able to share who we are emotionally, spiritually, all of it, has a profound effect on whether we actually feel good and our body feels happy or not. So something to consider, just something to consider. Words have energy. Listening to our body and our body signals, really important. And being able to speak our truth, our authenticity, our beliefs, whether the other person likes it or not, because that's about them, not about you. Okay, so that's my share for this week. I hope it resonated with you. Feel free to reach out, DM me, make a comment on Facebook, wherever you happen to see this. Are you dealing with the same thing? We're a tribe. We need to support each other. Until next time, have a great one.